Welcome. We're back for part 4. Didn't know we were having a part 4. We ran out of room. So did an update. Took a pause for a cause. Did an update on the phone. Got everything fixed. Okay. Now that's what we're really doing. But it gave me time to reflect on all this. This is what we're really doing. Like, we're getting a divine makeover. But what we're really like, and we're working in the Garden of Venus with love. We're finding strength there. We're finding strength in the Garden of Venus. Rest and renewal. But we're learning how to use our energy and what patterns do what, create what with our energy. And how at the end of the day, this really is all about us and our energy and how we're expanding and how we're co-creating and what that really is. Because what we thought it was, it's not really what's happening. What it's looking like now, right? Okay, so let's continue on with this message. Okay, so there's a connection to our throat chakra here. Okay, we're working with our throat chakra. We know we're on our boat. There's a sun-like stargate with a honeycomb grid separating dimensions. We know we're between dimensions. A small rock emerges with water, and there's a starfish on it. Right here. So all that stuff's happening, okay? Your message. It is easy to feel adrift these days. Here, we're waking up and taking action. The number 1 appears many times in this card and is about a new beginning, assertiveness, accomplishment. It signals a time to step out of your comfort zone and go for your desires. It also signifies that you create your reality with your beliefs and actions. Now, this is understanding. Remember, we're not our thoughts and we're not our emotions. We are the being witnessing our thoughts, witnessing our emotions, so we're in charge of them. We're in charge of them. We can change them. We can. That's up to us. We've been tricked to think that we couldn't, but we can. Let the starfish reprogram you. Your thoughts, so you see your life with new eyes and a new perspective. Nothing is what it seems. Everything you thought was set in stone is an illusion. You are on the brink of a major breakthrough. Keep the wolf by your side to give you the strength and courage to step in the black portal. Once you do, things will change quickly. To help this process, discard any limiting or restrictive beliefs that keep you floating in circles. We're not staying in our karmic loops. So this has to do with cutting ourselves free from the past and new patterns. Stay neutral and don't be drawn into negative thinking that exists around you. Remember, we've gone home to the singular mind of the heart. We're healing from the duality group think. Wow. Wonder what I knocked over here. Really feel like as I knocked over it at the same time, it's kind of like a sign, guys, for sure. What flew off the table? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Sky Bridge possibility for union, the land of the in-between. It's definitely connected to that. Our new perspective. Because we talked about, we're not focusing on this bridge being built without. That's part of the expansion. And how, like, we're literally expanding. We're not focusing on without. We're focusing on expanding our soul with our spirit and healing from the trick of think we came here to be a human doing. And we are realizing we came here to be a human being and embodying that. And embodying our true essence, our true self, our authenticity, our connection to expanding with unconditional love, and healing with the past and building this high vibe future through the present moment. But because we're doing all this work through this self with the first house, it is expanding our partnerships. It is expanding the seventh house. What is being dissolved that needs to be dissolved is being dissolved through the self. There's a recalibration with the self. Thus our connection to laser focusing on the work that we're doing with our cup. So remember, we were called for an angelic attunement. As our previous 10 of cups, we were creating veered off course. That's okay, because we're stepping into a deeper level of co-creation anew with it. And it's connected to the 9, trusting in the flow of life. Trusting in life. We have to trust in life, and to trust in life, we're trusting ourselves. And this is how we're trusting ourselves. So we need to trust now that we're going to have a dimension. We're going to shift. We're going to go to a new dimension. But we have to stay away from the negative thinking of the mind. Be a living example of sacred neutrality. You know, being sacredly neutral, okay? Positively, non-judgment and love. Remember, because when we're caught in the mind of duality, we're judging. When we've gone home to the singular mind of the heart, we've restored compassion. We're tolerant. We're holding space for people. Although a certain amount of conformity is important for survival, it's also important to remain true to yourself. Releasing emotional baggage will lighten your burden and make it easier to steer. When you do, your mental and physical health will improve. The goose spreads its wings, helping you to balance and guide the boat. Let the goose help you navigate your way back to your true calling. Trust where your own inner radar is leading you. That's why we veered off course. We had to get back to integrity. We got back to the heart. We saw that the cup of lust and the cup of love were connected, and that there was love there, and we'd been tricked. There was a connection to both cups. There was a connection here, and that we've been tricked to think that there wasn't love here. And when we were tricked to think that there wasn't love here, that was keeping us bonded and chained. But we saw through that illusion. We saw that there was love here, and that these cups are connected. From the lowest of the low to the highest of the high, we expand through the center point with creation. We're expanding through the center point with creation. And that's connected to our happiness and our psychic abilities expanding, our true essence, our true self. And it's connected to the 9 of Cups and an attunement. And this attunement we were having with a recalibration with the Ace and the 2 and the 3. Into me, I see 2, I see 3. I see 3 plus more. I see my connection to everything, to it all. So there's an attunement. So do whatever you can, however small, to contribute to creating a new, loving, and caring, heart-centered paradigm at work, in your community, and in your family. Remember that this is a journey and an adventure that your soul chose. This is a key piece of information that's going to help us to heal with what we're cutting away. Because remember, we're being asked to cut away our 10 of Cups, connected to how we were creating it in the past, because it was being created in the mind of duality. It wasn't being created in the singular mind of the heart. So our soul chose to do this, okay? The challenges we're facing can be seen as chaotic or as needed catalysts to attain new levels of awareness. Your bees remind you that you're not alone, and there's our connection to bee. There are others in your soul group here, as well as on the other side of the veil. So we're working with others on the veil. The only way to travel back and forth is with the power of love. And ain't that the truth? And wow, that's really hitting home. Affirmation: fear is only an illusion. The only power it has is what I give it. And see that it all ties into everything, what we're finding out. It's that it's us, the being, our true essence, our soul, expanding with our spirit here. That's what's giving everything the power. It's us. Actually us. So if we give our thoughts power, now they're charged. If we give our emotions power, they're charged. What we focus on grows. What are we giving power to? And right now, we're giving it to us. We're learning how to restore this within us and give this to us. This has to do with the 9 of Cups. Okay? Remember, our wishes are not trophies. They're connected to what's outside this window. Life. And all of it. And we're being asked to cut away our previous 10 of Cups. We were co-creating. We may not even know what level we were co-creating this. Now we do. At a deeper level of co-creation, we're being asked to co-create a new 10 of Cups, higher vibe. And it's connected to what we saw here. When we saw that these cups were connected. And how they were connected. We know we're healing from the dream. The story of us. And what this means. What this means is for us as a collective, and what this means for us on our own unique paths. So let's expand off this. What's happening here? We're healing from the fact that all this had to happen for us to be here. We're healing from the fact that throughout this attunement process, like now we're not creating the same way. We're having an adjustment with that. That's why I really feel like we have to be kind to us while we're doing all this work in the Garden of Venus. And remember like we're having a brand new beginning in Aries season. A brand new official beginning. And it's connected to meeting up on this bridge, But we're not focusing on meeting up on this bridge. We're healing from that. We're healing from the attachment of expanding from without to within. We are expanding from within to without, and what that means. And this is about a negotiation, a harmony. Meeting through the center point. We know that 2 fish during Pisces season, the lowest of the lows and the highest of the highs are coming together to expand from the center point. And this is from a nightmare to a dream. And we wake up within this dream. And that dream is we're waking up within this dream. We're waking up to reality and realizing we have so much more power than we ever thought when we wake up in this dream, which is reality to us. And what we can do to amp up co-creation. And we're co-creating anew. So we have the Dream Keeper's Tarot. Remember, nothing is what it seems. And where's the moon card? I have the moon cards here, guys. I always have the moon cards. Where are they? Oh, right here. No. Oh, right here. This has to do with our individuality. We're expanding with our individuality. That's why we're doing the work in our cup. We're not focusing on other people's cups and the work that they're doing in their cups and telling them what to do in their cups. We're focusing on the work that we're doing in our cups. We may need to heal from telling ourselves what to do with these cups and just be with our cup. Just be with us. Because this is also healing too from running from pain. Right? Okay. Get this. And I really feel like not only that, but we should get another message out of this deck. I'm really feeling called to like these cards are like no other. These cards are literally like nothing I've ever seen before. They were a gift from my mom. We were traveling just like in a like one of those small little gift specialty shops where you find the most hidden treasures. And there was this deck. And it was talking. It was talking for a reason. This is connected to this. The Nine of Cups with the Four of Wands connection to expanding our feelings. All right. So, let's go with the tarot. Being called to start with the tarot right away. So we have the King of Wands, and that's, you know, we started off in part 1 where we're between dimensions. Part 1 or 2, I can't remember. So the King of Wands is actively between dimensions. Is he right here? There he is. Now, as we're about to shift, we're about to enter a new dimension. We're going to go through the portal with the Ace of Swords. There we go. It's official. Here we go. And remember, this is our sword. We were gifted this sword. We had an angelic attunement, and the light gifted this sword for us to cut ourselves free from our past and step into this deeper level of understanding what it means to be a co-creator and create anew. And look, now we've gone through that portal. We did it. We cut ourselves free from our past. It's official. With the Five of Swords. And look at that. The cards are speaking to each other because, okay, I have discussed that I had some channeled messages here that I wanted to share in a whole bunch of cards, but I went a different route and just shared a few. So the next card out that I was going to share when I was going to share all these cards, and thank goodness I didn't because we're already into part 4 here, is healing from conflict. This allowed us to heal from conflict. This angelic attunement and all this whole entire expansion that we've been talking about for some time, since December at least, is allowing us to heal from the conflict of the mind. Remember, the mind of duality that's keeping me separate, that's keeping me, you know, I'm not allowed to focus on this, just what's singular, what's of everything. I had to go home to the heart. The mind was keeping me stuck in duality, was keeping me stuck separate, was keeping me stuck in patterns of addiction and wounding. No. We heal from that. And look at that. Remember the Five of Swords. So we're healing from that. And this was connected to the angelic attunement, voice activation, divine support. And that's how we got here. The moon called us for this attunement. And remember, this has to do with our feelings and expanding our feelings, expanding the energy and motion. But we need the swords. We need our truth. And it goes back to scribed messages here, where we talked about what's happening, the formula of this expansion from the new to the full moon in Virgo, and how it has to do with air, the sun, the positive tetrahedron of air coming together with the negative tetrahedron of water. Now, this gets us in alignment with fire, with the positive tetrahedron of fire, being able to expand with the negative tetrahedron of water, the mother. And we know our thoughts, the power of mind, plus our emotions, the power of our emotions, the energy in motion, is expanding into the power of our emotions, plus force, action, equals energy in motion expressed. And we're expressing, we want to express this. That's how we're meeting up on this bridge. We want to express this. We're feeling called to express this. And this, we're grounding this in the Virgo full warm moon. Well, now here we are. We've come full circle. That's what we're doing. And there it is. Remember when the swords meet the cups? There's the Two of Cups right there. We have to heal from the mind of duality, and go home to the singular mind of the heart, and be us, and expand our soul with our spirit. And it's connected to our 10 of Cups, everything we came here to experience and some. And it's a surprise. We have to get comfortable with the unknown. The mind thinks we have to have this all mapped out, all planned out, all of it answered. But that's not this. We're evolving humanity and how we co-create here. This has to do with getting lost in the unknown. Remember, we're restoring pleasure. So we're like children. What do you like when you're like a child? Do you have your whole life mapped out? No, you're getting lost in creation, lost in the wonder, lost in the magic, lost with the electricity. This is just, we are grown up, so we can direct it now. We can direct it. Remember, this is the restoration of pleasure through the Two of Cups with our connection to the Three. And look, when the Three of Cups is healing with the mind of duality and literally transcending with the singular mind of one, of the connection to everything, to it all. Not separate. We're not separate from anything. We're connected to everything. And then everything changes. Everything changes after that. You change. Remember, this is our divine makeover. We are going to change. We're not going to be the same. Now, Eight of Pentacles is here, I just want to say, with the Ace. Now, that's Nine of Pentacles, and that's our connection to working in the Garden of Venus. And the Garden of Venus is here. We have it here somewhere on the table. Now, do I want to look here and, get to a part 18 to share the fact that Garden of Venus is here? I feel like yes, because there's a reason why. Okay, so the Garden of, guys, hang tight. I'm gonna work with our subconscious mind here for a minute. That's why I want the cards. So just hang tight. Where are you? Okay, we're gonna do this representation. Okay, so we're working on at home in the Garden of Venus to expand with love, and it's safe here. It's so safe here. It feels so right. It feels so right to expand. We had to heal from the Eight of Cups, patterns of toxicity. If we stayed on this track, like this track had our 10 of Cups, veering off course, and we were creating with patterns of sickness, not for our greatest good. So we're seeing how to repair that with love. We're seeing how to repair in the Garden of Venus our Two of Cups. But remember, each counterpart is doing it through the connection to their own cup. And that work is connected to the 9. Because remember, 8 plus 1 cup is 9 cups. And what this is doing is allowing us to heal from the 7 of Pentacles, what did not work out when we were co-creating. But we had to go to a deeper level of co-creation. So we had to go to a deeper connection to ourselves. Because this was still of the mind of duality. It wasn't of the singular mind of the heart. So we see what we need to see when we do so. What's not working. And how it's connected to our childhood wounds and patterns. and how we have to restore balance. We're going to restore balance with our connection to the Three of Cups, through the Two, through the Ace. And this gets us back into manifestation mode. We're actively manifesting here because we figured out how to heal, because we figured out how to create with new patterns that are not of our past. Now we're between dimensions. Let's remember right now, we're between dimensions. Choice. We're being gifted a choice with the Mother. What is that choice connected to? So our connection to water, to our emotions. Remember, this is about our feelings. We are being gifted a choice, but it's going to be connected to our authenticity. Okay. This card, all these cards flew out on that, but this card flew out on here. So I really feel like this is going to be the main message. This is it. Okay? Because it flew out here. Let's just see what this choice. So this choice is connected to working with the Father and recognition. And precipice. Now, precipice takes a dive. We're taking a little bit, well, we're about to expand. We're like literally about to jump off a cliff and fly. We're literally about to expand with the energy of Sagittarius. But this is a surprise. This is like a new bird that it's just like hatched, right? It's hatched and it's just trying to figure out how to fly. That's the message that's coming through. Because we saw something of our individuality of ourselves. We recognize something within ourselves of how to do something. And it has to do with Isis, Leo. Remember, we're finding strength. We are restoring our power. This has to do with what we're doing in the Garden of Venus. We just shared that message. Strength. It was just here. And this strength is what's expanding our connection. But remember, through the first house, not the seventh. We're doing this work in the first house, but it's affecting the seventh. The energy of the opposites coming together to create the whole as we expand through the center point. Now look, we're having a compromise. Remember, this is about a negotiation. We shared that message in part 1. We're negotiating through the earth here. So we're having a compromise with the Father. This is connected to a negotiation, a center point. And we're learning how to negotiate in life. We're learning how to negotiate with ourselves. There's a connection to a center point. And like even our truths meeting up in the center point. It's like I have my perception of my truth and you have your perception of your truth. And remember, they're perceptions and we can elevate our perceptions, or our perceptions can go down here too at any given time. But each perception, each truth, and perception of each truth of where we're at is meeting in the middle. There's a negotiation being honored here. There's a harmony, a center point to expand from. And it has to do with healing from the lower vibrational things that are going on in the element of air. This has to do with, remember, we're healing from the mind of duality. We're stepping away from groupthink. We've activated our uniqueness. We've activated our way. That's how our goal. We went through this portal because we activated our uniqueness, our authenticity. We raised our vibration. This has to do with the singular mind of the heart. We're not thinking about this chitter chatter and we're not getting lost in this lower vibrational chat that's going on without. This is like people telling us we can't make our dreams come true, that our paths are not our paths, then we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. That's bullshit. Yes, we do. Our soul is telling us all the time. That's how we got here. And we know that it being connected to things that are going on in the lower vibrational, gossip and garbage like that, it's not for our greatest good. And we are in the energy of what we're manifesting. We are in the energy of our highest vibe, 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. We're in the energy of our divine inheritance. We are expanding with patterns of divinity. You know, like we are what we eat. We are being in the energy of what we are manifesting. And what are we thinking we're manifesting if we're still caught in doing this? We have to step away from groupthink. So what's our main message? Yeah, and it's in Earth, our Earth moon, an achievement. We have an achievement being honored here, and this is beautiful because we've been talking about how this moon feels a little different. How sometimes at the fact, you know, when we're manifesting with the moons, new moon, we have a new moon intentions. And then the full moon, it's purging what needs to go in order for the next new moon to continue with our wishes. But that this full moon feels very much like there's a positive notes to it. There's an achievement here. And this is building the economy of the new world. And yes, we are doing that. We're all one. We know this. And our best lives are connected to everyone else's best lives. So this period or cycle of the moon marks the successful completion of a material project. The result of all your hard work is now visible for all to see, and your business is appreciated by others. A financial beneficial outcome is indicated at this time. Look at that connection to the 10 of Pentacles. Moon in Virgo, the success of a project is now completely assured. And if you can modestly take it in your stride rather than gloat, you will make a more favorable impression on others. Look at that. We are growing. Now remember, this next message is connected to the moon and expanding with our feelings and the mother, the feminine. And past, present, and future coming together. Maiden, mother, and crone, and our connection to this new world that we're building. Mission work. Okay. What is being activated here? There it is. Spiritual slumber. Now is the time to wake up. With enlightened leadership, listen to the voice of the earth.